What's up, fight fans? It's Grease. It's Cage Side Seat right here on MMA Weekly, the best MMA talk with the biggest names in the sport from the best seat in the house for the #1 most trusted, the OG of the MMA fight game. So pumped to be here on MMA Weekly, providing exclusive content every week, big part of which is going to be our interviews with the fighters who make this sport what it is today. And joining me right now, one of my favorites, one of your favorites too, if the numbers are telling the truth, the karate hottie Michelle Waterson from New Mexico, getting ready to leave for UFC Vegas 10 or UFC Fight Night 177, whatever you want to call it, as she now headlines this fight card this Saturday night against Angela Overkill Hill. A couple of world-class strikers on the feet. Very excited for this one. Michelle, welcome to the show. You're my debut interview right after Dana White, right here on MMA Weekly. And man, I just want to say congratulations. I appreciate you so much. You are the main event girl, Angela Hill, this weekend. It's your third one. Paige Van Zandt, Joanna Jacek, and now Angela Hill. Congrats, Michelle.
Absolutely, it's super exciting. I am a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. We had to push the fight back due to some personal issues, but here we are. Unfortunately, the main event got canceled, but Angela and I were able to step up to the plate and both willing to fight those 5 rounds for the main event, and it's going to be a great fight. And I'm glad that the UFC believes in us enough to make us main event.
Well, that faith is definitely not unwarranted with the following that you've built, the fans all over the world, the main events you've had before, and the success that you've done there against Paige Van Zandt and Joanna Jacek. But Angela Hill, a rising star as well. Both of you great on the feet. But Michelle, before we get to this fight in particular, I have to ask you, because I know that you believe in these types of things. This fight was pushed back to begin with. It was supposed to be a few weeks ago. Some personal things going on with you pushed it back. Then right before the fight happens, it becomes the main event. I know you believe in this, but it's like the universe is conspiring to make this happen for you. Can you just elaborate and give us more of your thoughts on that?
It does. It's really exciting. We always prepare to roll with the punches, but this was a huge curveball and actually a welcome challenge. I'm used to fighting championship rounds. I fought quite a bit. I've trained quite a bit for championship rounds, and even when we're not fighting for championship rounds, we're training for championship rounds because that's the mentality that we have. We want to be the champ. So you want to be the champ, you got to train like the champ. So that's 5 rounds, of war, and we're ready for it.
Yeah, Michelle, and a huge night for females in the UFC. 2 girls headlining another main event, which is awesome. At one point in time, not that long ago, Dana White saying that no women would ever fight in the UFC. Ronda Rousey comes in, sets the table for everyone. Your teammate, Holly Holm, with the most famous finish in female UFC history, beating Ronda, ending Rousey Mania. You come in as an atomweight. You're up at strawweight in the UFC. But what a night. Angela Hill, the first African-American female to headline a main event. You of mixed descent. This is just huge for all of us with everything going on in the world right now.
Yeah, it's a huge moment for Angela, and I'm happy for her, and I'm happy that we share this moment together. At the end of the day, I have the utmost respect for anybody that steps into the octagon because I know what it takes to get yourself to that moment. I know that both of us are going to step in there and give it our all, and that's all that the fans can ask for. And at the end of the day, come together as Americans and show each other the love and respect that we have for one another.
Wow, what a great answer, Michelle. You really put it in perspective with everything going on in the world right now, with Black Lives Matter, with coronavirus, with the UFC forging ahead. And I've talked to Dana about it all summer, leading from the front in the world of sports and inspiring all of us along the way, anybody out there who might be struggling, to find a way to keep it going. But in this fight, you have to find a way to win. You've lost 2 in a row, never lost 3 in a row. Angela Hill, great on the feet, champion kickboxer. You are too, being the karate hottie. But most people think you have a decided advantage on the ground with all your submission wins. Can you just talk about what that's like going into this fight and how you feel that might play out?
Absolutely. It's MMA for a reason. Mixed martial arts, you have to be able to be well-rounded if you want to get to the top of the division. And so I definitely do know that's where I hold my chips, or if if that's what they call them. That's where my cards lay. But even in the stand-up, I went 5 rounds stand-up with Joanna. I was able to keep Carla from taking me down in a week. I kept it a stand-up fight if in that scenario. So the good thing about having a well-rounded game is that you get to dictate where you want the fight to go.
Very well put. You might be the karate hottie, but you got a lot of submission game and great ground game as well. Michelle Waterson here, MMA Weekly, cage side seat. I'm Jim Grieshaber. First interview besides the boss Dana White for us here on MMA Weekly. So blessed to know you and Josh and your family, Michelle, and to have done the show that we did in Albuquerque on ESPN 1017 out there in February when the UFC came out there, and just to get to know you and see what goes into being the karate hottie, the One Girl Corporation, the big sponsors, the Onnits, the Body Armors, the Manscaped commercial you just did with Josh. What an awesome opportunity it is to have another main event, to take so many people with you, because not only your family, Michelle, but your extended family, your gym, your team, your sponsors, they're all riding with you. That's amazing in and of itself to have this opportunity to help so many people in the world.
It is really exciting. I just look at it as me chipping away. I'm chipping away and trying to get to that golden nugget, and it becomes taxing, but you have to embrace the challenge. You have to embrace the pain and the struggle, and understand that eventually, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm starting to see, those pieces of dirt fall through, and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and the gold seeping through. And so I'm just going to keep doing what I do, keep my head down and grind and work and allow everything to fall into place.
The mom champ, the karate hottie, belt or not, Michelle Waterson, you know how I feel about you. You know how the fans feel about you. But I love that answer. Chipping away, the light at the end of the tunnel, wins, losses, ups, downs, just staying focused and keeping moving toward that goal and that prize is something that we all need to do every single day in our lives. And I noticed, Michelle, you did mention the word chips twice randomly in this conversation. So maybe you should hit the tables or the sports book when you go to Vegas.
Yeah, maybe I should. I'll put all my money on myself.
No better bet than the one you make on yourself. And you're a little bit of an underdog, too, so this one's going to pay off. Michelle Waterson, the Karate Hottie, want to thank you so much for your time. Anything else you want to say to your fans before you go? Everybody loves you for the most part in this sport. You have so many people who look up to you, so many people walking into that octagon with you every single time you go in there. Now's your chance, girl. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. We're going to put on a show for all of you guys that decide to tune in, and it's going to be great.
All right, fight fans, there she is, the Karate Hottie, Michelle Waterson, UFC Vegas 10, UFC Fight Night 177, whatever you want to call it. Her third main event, this one against Angela Overkill Hill. Something's got to give with the striking between these two girls. Michelle's got a big advantage on the ground, but very happy to have Michelle here. Our first fighter interview in our partnership with MMA Weekly. The boss Dana White had to come first. Come check that interview out as well. We're going to be providing all kinds of exclusive content for MMA Weekly, the OGs of the game, 20 plus years as the most trusted source in news in the world of mixed martial arts. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. It's Cage Side Seat, the best MMA talk with the biggest names in the sport from the best seat in the house right here, only on MMA Weekly.